This is Newcap News with Michaela Henshaw.
A new twist in the Two Hills County manure investigation as the lead provincial groups of the Natural Resources Conservation Board had an inspection in the field on Tuesday. Water is receding from the field, which is drying out, and the river level is also down. Once the field is dry enough for equipment to get out, the feedlot operator intends to incorporate or spread the manure into the field. The NRBC inspector also saw that the ditch still has standing water with some manure. The operator will contact the County of Two Hills to clear the manure in the ditch when the water dries up. In an email to Newcap Television, the feedlot operator is committed to not storing the manure in the affected fields in the future. Well, after a lengthy spring thaw, the Border City Petting Zoo has some tiny new faces for the 2018 season. Our Brendan Escott has more.
The lion sleeps tonight at the Border City Petting Zoo, and after a late spring forced another delayed opening, owner Wallace Save is ready to go for the 2018 season this weekend.
We do it just for the community, just for something to do.
Another delayed opening means some revenue loss for Save and the zoo, but he hasn't let the soggy start dampen his spirits.
Whenever it goes later like that, we end up taking money out of ourselves to keep the zoo going for people. But each year we try and open up and keep it going.
The usual suspects like lions, bobcats, and wolves will be back for another year, and they'll be joined by a few new friends.
A few new things like this little gaffer here. We got two of them actually. These are baby timber wolves, two little brothers. And, come on out and you guys get to hold them and pet them if you like. And some baby potbelly pigs, and I've got a baby emu this year as well.
Save is also working to add rideable camels and a baby zebra to the popular field trip and family destination. You can come get your hands on animals like these for yourself this Saturday at noon when Border City Petting Zoo opens for the season. For Newcap News, I'm Brendan Escott.
And if you're a fan of yoga, a local farm in Lloydminster has a session you can attend this weekend, but there's a twist. Goga is what Lower Shannon Farms is calling it. The session includes everything a traditional yoga session has, but these friendly goats are joining while getting your exercise in. The goats are sure to put a smile on your face.
There's a lot of research on interaction with animals and how that really helps people's mental health. I mean, goats are really fun. It's a relaxing environment. I can see them coming in the door now, so I'm smiling. Like, it's just a natural pairing, I think.
Well, they may be adorable, but they will make it a bit more challenging when you're moving into position.
We had someone in downward dog, and the goat was right under, like, looking at their face, like, what are you doing, kind of thing. And yeah, they might get right on your back.
With the goats ranging from 10 to 20 pounds and the sessions taking place in the greenhouse, you can expect a very unique yoga experience.
Yeah, hot and goat yoga, yeah. Hopefully we'll have the benefits of both, so yeah, it's going to be fun.
The Saturday yoga session will be followed by a brunch. Tickets can be bought on the Lower Shannon Farms website until Friday evening. Well, the Lloydminster Public School Division was proud to see one of its employees working behind the scenes, recognizing the Saskatchewan Teachers Federation, both for her efforts and the value it brings to the mental health of students. Josh Ryan has more in this week's Healthy Living.
Gina Nelson isn't used to being in the spotlight, but that's exactly where she is this month, after being presented with the Argos Award for Distinguished Support of Education and Teaching.
It's a great honor, and it's even more of an honor when my colleagues are the ones who put the nomination forward.
Nelson's role is working with students and their families who have disabilities, financial difficulties, and other barriers to their education.
I'm going to doctor's appointments with families to ensuring that they get the support that they need.
Whether she's helping connect families to outside services or whether she's helping to connect kids to other services to help them succeed and learn in school.
It involves working relationships with organizations throughout the community, such as First Baptist Church, as well as hundreds of individuals.
One tow truck driver, Vince, heard that I needed a table, and that was a Christmas wish for a family.
Making sure students are mentally healthy at home has become more challenging in recent years and has a large impact on their education.
I think situations are getting more complex in regards to every aspect, right? Social economics have changed.
Without the support staffs, without the homeschool liaison workers and other folks like that, some of these students might not have the same opportunities that they get because they're in school now.
Nelson hopes the award she's received will bring more awareness to the plight many families face.
There is a need in our community, and I think that there are times that people get caught up in their own needs. So I think this will be a good recognition that we can help others more.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, fresh off another Red Dogs championship season, football continues with high school spring camps. Holy Rosary is first up, helping its newest crop of young players prepare for the Wheatland Football League season's fall start. Our Lance Phillips with more.
If you've paid attention to the Wheatland Football League season over the last number of years, you understand how good both Lloydminster high school programs are. Dominant is really the only word to use, and it's ironic to use that word given how chaotic spring camps look. It's so chaotic, it makes one ponder how it all comes together in September.
It's new. We like to bring some new stuff in. There's lots of new kids, right? So yeah, it's kind of organized chaos right now, but it all comes together, and the kids run it, and they make us look pretty good, actually.
And it's not easy. The learning curve moving from minor football ranks to high school can be steep, and even with plenty of experience in pads and helmets, there's an onus on each coach to help navigate that curve.
As a coach, you have to slow things down. You can't forget about fundamentals, and you can't forget about the starting points. So yeah, the new guys, they watch the guys that have been doing it for a while, and they pick it up, and if they're keen and they're interested, they work really hard to pick it up, and they get it pretty quick.
If you're just starting out, it's going to be tough getting into the role of things because you're not going to be too keen on the sport. But for kids who are like me, who have been doing it for like 6 years, you kind of pick up on things, you kind of learn stuff.
And this is the reason the Raiders program enjoys its success. Even with the large contingent of grade 9, soon to be grade 10 players on field, it's about taking small, quick steps instead of large, slow leaps.
Probably have about 18 or 19 grade 9s that'll be in grade 10 next year, and they have a lot of experience. They've played a lot of football, some of them 6-7 years of football now, and you can see it. They're understanding concepts, and they're big, strong kids too. Probably the biggest crew of grade 10s that we're going to have seen in the last couple of years.
And that bodes well for another WFL championship in 2018. Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.
This is Newcap Weather with Gerard Lampau.
Welcome back, everyone. So just as we went on air, the automated system changed to that icon, and I looked out the window and said, but it's not happening. But mind you, looking out the window, though, you can feel the moisture on your cheek there. So it is in the atmosphere, but it's just not coming down. It's evaporating on contact, literally. So it's still fairly warm out there, even though you'd argue with me it's a chilly afternoon. And okay, we'll continue that debate at another time. But it's not that it's raining like that. Honestly not. It's not pouring or anything like that. Let's look at the map, what we're dealing with going forward, put it into motion there. And you can see that the hints of it, we'll leave it at a 30-40% chance there for one stray shower maybe. But then going forward, what we're honestly dealing with, jet stream not returning, but this high pressure though will push in some warmth as we get into Friday proper, and then that'll set things up nicely for the weekend. You know, we live for the weekend there. There's another high pressure as well sitting off the coast. That too is coming onshore to bump things up, not just for the weekend, but to the early start of next week at least. So let's deal with tomorrow. A lot better than what we saw today, 9s and 10s, 12 in the case of Cold Lake. We'll take 17 tomorrow, which is the seasonal average for this time of the year. 19 for Edmonton, Vegreville areas, 18 out to Lac-La-Biche, 15 in Wainwright, 14 Provost and Macklin areas. Off to the northeast, 19 as possible for Isla Cross areas, 18 at Green Lake, Meadow Lake, 16 at St. Walburg, 14 for Maidstone, and 15 for the Battlefords area. So it could be an overcast start to the day, but clearing off off eventually for lots of, well, mainly sunny skies. Let's head across the country. 15, a mix of sun and cloud in Vancouver. 6, so you see the cool airs around, just on the wrong side of the jet stream. Just 6 in Edmonton. 17 in Whitehorse. 12 in Yellowknife, mainly sunny there. Cloudy in Regina for 12. 9 similar skies in Winnipeg. Heading to Toronto now, mix of sun and cloud for their 14. 15 showers in Quebec. 10 also showers in Halifax, and 2 a mix of sun and cloud for St. John's, and overcast in Iqaluit, -6 the temperature there. Back on the prairies, light showers in the Battlefords and area for their +5 in this hour. 3 in the early hours of the morning. It's on again, off again, rain, light showers, or even the odd drizzle. And then looking for 15 with low-hanging clouds tomorrow. Tomorrow is your daytime high. 12 in Cold Lake, could see 0 on the overnights, clearing eventually, and that 0 could come with a little chill in the morning there, especially if the winds are 5, 10, maybe the odd gust or 2, pushing towards 15 kilometers per hour. But looking for 18 and lots of sunshine available later on in the day in parts of the Lakeland region. For ourselves, we were at 4 with those light showers around. It's not as well, difficult as that graphic is suggesting there. 3 is what we'll deal with in the early hours of the morning, and then looking for 17 as our daytime high. Mainly sunny skies eventually, and then 24 on Saturday. 24 on Sunday with lots of blue skies. 28, some cloud cover pushing in for Monday, yes, but 28 will take that. 23 on Tuesday, and then a little cooler or return to the seasonal average on Wednesday for 17 and 19 next Thursday. The overnight lows also pitching in nicely there. Should be 4 for this time of the year and a couple 9s. 11 Monday night going into Tuesday morning. So that's a look at the next 7 days there, Michaela. Good weather to be out and about this weekend with all the many activities. Back to you for Agriculture News.
Well, the federal government has rolled out funding for new partnership in agriculture, and in this week's AgriPart, Gerard Lampow finds out how producers in one community are able to benefit.
The ink is drying on the deal, and ag producers are looking forward to enjoying the benefits of the new Canadian Agricultural Partnership, or CAP. The $3 billion programs are replacing the Growing Forward 2 framework. The Lakeland Agricultural Research Association is one of the groups assisting producers to get on board.
So they started rolling out programs April 1st. The programs will continue to roll out up until probably August, hopefully. Where all programs will then have been launched at that point. But right now there's a few programs that are open and accepting applications.
Nichaporik says the 5-year federal investment in agriculture also includes the Environmental Stewardship and Climate Change Program. It has a 30-70% cost share with the government.
So they have different programs under that program. So things like riparian area management and fencing, year-round summer watering systems, watercourse crossings.
Also covered are manure and livestock facilities management and programs dealing with grain bags and sprayers. CAP places a greater emphasis on environmentally sustainable agriculture.
The program before used to be more centered just on water protection, whereas this one has a little bit more of like the climate change, greenhouse gas mitigation.
The water program helps producers to secure a sustainable water source as well as decommissioning wells, and only in Alberta there's the Farm Energy and Agro-Processing Program, or FEAP.
So the grant funding goes up to $250,000 maximum per applicant. So this covers things like energy audits and assessments on farm, submetering, so they can get 3 submeters for free.
FEAP also covers insulation and upgraded lighting for barns, as well as heating and refrigeration. Also for Alberta farms is the on-farm solar photovoltaic program to help producers reduce their carbon footprint by installing solar panels on their farms. Nichaporik offers producers technical help with the paperwork, example updating their environmental farm plan. Producers also need a business plan, a budget, or at least a quotation on how much the project will cost.
So people would come in and I would help them with all the funding, just walk them through all the forms and stuff like that and help them get it sent away.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.